Steve Dangle Podcast. Powered by Sports Interaction. Wanna bet?
SDP, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Holidays, episode 5. Episode 5 of the holidays.
Wow.
Feeling good about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why?
I don't know, I just do. Feel good. Feel relaxed. Rested.
I'm glad for that.
Jesse, what are you doing today?
We are revisiting some moments from 2022.
Like our moments?
Our moments.
20, like Virgin, I almost said Virgin
Virgin
Radio.
Radio.
Yeah, SDPN moments from the, okay, all right.
I don't work for Val! What the hell, man? Sorry.
Sorry that I even mentioned that in your presence. I'm
How dare you!
Sportsnet's writing a cease and desist as we speak.
They should be.
So yeah, today we'll be revisiting some of our moments, and then on Friday we'll do a look ahead and revisit some of the overall moments of last year.
All right.
So it'll be good.
Okay, well, first, let's talk to our boy Dave Bastel with You Can Bet That.
You Can Bet That with David Bastel. Brought to you by Sports Interaction. Get in the action and make a play. 19 plus. Please play responsibly.
Okay, Dave, we got some great prop bets that you can jump on right now at sportsinteraction.com/SDPN for the year. This is one of those things that, like, we got the next 6 months are going to be great because it's the best part of the year. Where you get fired up for the playoffs. We're going to be talking about them, like trade deadline playoffs, all that sort of thing.
Stuff. Steaks.
Dave, what's the first one that you want to talk about? I think it's President's Trophy, right?
Yeah, let's talk President's Trophy, guys. Right now, and it's no surprise, the Boston Bruins are the leaders in that category. A runaway right now, Stephen. I was going to ask you. Okay, so Boston 18 or whatever amount of points above everybody else. I forget the exact number, but as far as the numbers are concerned, odds-wise, 171 to win the President's Trophy is truly remarkable when you're in that 35 to 40 game range, which they're in. Is there any hope for like a Hurricanes team or a Golden Knights team?
You nailed it.
Team, maybe a Maple Leafs team to make a push?
I think that's the underrated pick right there. The Carolina Hurricanes, who are surging right now and who are an extremely deep team that can withstand a whole long season's worth of great play.
And injuries, too.
Yeah. Like I think the Hurricanes would be a good bet.
I have already put my $2 down on this bet.
What'd you put it on?
$2 Steve!
$2 Steve put his bet on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Hey,
come on.
It's
That's
6
some
to
pretty
1.
good value, too.
6 to 1.
I'm
Get outta
cheering for him
here.
anyway.
Okay, I can't believe you idiots wouldn't do this. You guys are just jumping off the train when it's having a little bit of issue.
Wow.
13 to 1. I'm taking the New Jersey Devils, baby.
Oh,
13 to 1. Come on. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Jersey. All right, what do we got now, Dave? What's our next
First
one?
team to ever win the President's Trophy and miss the playoffs.
Let's go Jack Adams, because there's been a definite change in that category. It was Lindy Ruff all the way for the longest time, but now Jim Montgomery of the Boston Bruins has taken that position. You can get Lindy Ruff at 9 to 1. Rick Bowness has jumped into the conversation. That's my pick, guys. You know that.
Shocking.
But Jim Montgomery, he's number 1.
I like Rick Bowness because, like as good as Boston has been, we did think that they were going to be good. And usually the Jack Adams is the holy shit, you guys are a lot better than we thought. Lindy Ruff and Rick Bowness basically being at 9 to 1 odds. Winnipeg to me is even more surprising than Jersey, because Jersey did things to appreciably get better. Winnipeg ended last year in like Mark Scheifele going, I don't even know if I'm going to be here next year. You know what I mean?
They stripped their
That does
captain.
not sound like Mark Scheifele. That is not a good impression.
That was an awful
He's
Mark
waving his
Scheifele.
flag, or waving his finger. But yeah, I actually think of the two, the most surprising is the Winnipeg Jets.
Gotta say, guys, $2 Steve struck again.
Hey.
Well, so there were several bets that I wanted to make the first, I don't know, day of the week. And it was all the season long bets. I had Sheldon Keefe.
Sheldon Keefe?
Why not?
Shut up.
Sheldon Keefe's never going to win that.
No.
Why?
Because there's like 3. We just listed 3 coaches who have a better argument.
But I put $2 on him.
That's true.
I think it's
That's
going to go
true.
to...
There's your counter right there.
right? Steve bet on it, so it's going to go. But I think it goes to Jimmy Monty Burns. Like, I think what's happening in Boston, nobody expected this this level. Like if they're competing for the President's Trophy, we expected them to be in the playoffs in a playoff spot, but not this good, especially after firing their head coach and bringing in a new one.
He won the Jack Adams in October when the Bruins went basically undefeated without McAvoy or Marchand.
It's unbelievable.
It's
And their goaltending. Did you really think their goaltending was going to be this good?
Not
No,
this
I
good.
thought
I thought it was
Jacked.
very strong, but
This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Well, Dave, thank you so much, and you'll join us again on Friday. Hopefully, I can keep it together then.
Sounds good, guys.
All right, so we're going through. I don't want to. I hesitate to call it a best of, because I was told, Jesse and I remember we had a boss once who told us that you can't call a show a best of because not everybody will agree that it is the best that you have. And what if the person listening has never heard you before and they think that you suck, and that's your best? They'll never listen again. And I felt like that was Galaxy braiding it just a little.
there's an entire industry within an industry dedicated to overthinking everything put into media.
100%.
That's enough.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's enough.
You think Twitter's bad? You should see a media consultant. All right, so Jesse, you know what I'm talking about. So Jesse, what do we have lined up here for our clips of the year in 2022?
Well, we're going to start with the hottest debate of 2022. The Toronto Maple Leafs goaltending situation.
Oh, boy. Oh,
So
boy.
back in July,
This is going to be tough.
we talked about the Maple Leafs goaltending situation.
Man, we're gonna hate this.
And Jack Campbell potentially signing a massive deal and what might happen. I want to revisit our conversation and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
No, this is gonna suck.
Here we go.
We'll cut through the rest of this really quickly. Jack Campbell could be moved as well in the way that Mikheyev is.
would make sense.
Darren, yeah, it does make sense. Darren Dreger says he'll probably get $6 million. New Jersey.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, New Jersey's
Wow.
expected to be a major player for this. And one of the things I read, I believe it was on TSN, was like, listen, if the Leafs could maybe ask for like a Mackenzie Blackwood back, whose career's kind of gone off, and then they could potentially like maybe
For
there's a
Campbell?
package to be built around
As
those
like
two.
if they had
rights for
if they had
Campbell,
traded the
Mackenzie
rights.
Blackwood, trading the rights, I believe was the TSN article.
You know what's amazing? That would have been a gross overpayment for the Devils, and it would have been bad for the Leafs at the same time. That's incredible.
Bad for both.
That would have been a gross overpayment and bad for the Leafs at the same time.
Wow.
So we're 0 for 2 on things that might have happened. You guys ready?
Well,
to
we're
go?
not.
He's
We're not
going
predicting
off
anything yet.
reports.
Yeah, like it's not like I pulled this out of my ass. It was Darren Dreger and a TSN report. I'm not really sure. I was loving people give us credit for that. I'm like, listen, man, that was not our report. I'm just reading what's being reported.
Remember when you said
I'm not a reporter? I don't know.
Can we keep going?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Comes here,
That'd
and
be
there's
interesting.
a reclamation project, right?
Mackenzie Blackwood makes $2.8 million. Is that what we want? Is that what the Leafs
Not when
want?
Peter Mrazek makes 3.9 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
also he hadn't been traded yet.
He was still a Leaf.
Interesting.
Ooh.
The logic around not blowing it up is sound. However, who's the goalie? Literally, who's either goalie? Not even just who's the starting goalie. Who's the backup goalie?
They did not have a
Who
goalie.
are either of the goalies? Dude, Pavel Francouz had to win a series on his own, basically.
He was available.
For Colorado.
Yep.
That
Could
could
have
happen.
been. Could have been.
And that has happened many times in playoff history where the eventual Stanley Cup champions had their backup just take the reins for a while. Pittsburgh, both times in their back-to-back. The Ducks in 07. The Avalanche this year.
Didn't
Grubauer started as the starter.
Didn't
in 2018.
Osgood and Vernon with Detroit go back and forth?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, I know Detroit won back-to-backs, and in one, Vernon was the starter, and then the next, Osgood was.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think like this playoff run, I think we counted them before because we got Nashville with UC Soros out.
Adam still
We got
had a
St.
cough.
Louis Bennington was out. It's happened so many times.
And St. Louis was able to go to Uso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like Steve,
Jesse.
Kyle Dubas comes to you and says, "Next year I'm starting with Mrazek and Shalgren." How do you feel?
I take the over on every game and watch none of them.
I like that. I think that
was Okay.
That's funny.
Bang on correct.
Yeah.
I was absolutely correct on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good, man. That was good.
And by the way, the backup conversation we were having was pertaining to like, all right, you go out and get a starter. Great. Who the hell is behind them? Because a lot of teams in recent memory, except for the Lightning, have needed them.
Right.
The Lightning haven't had to go on like sustained stretches of, oh shit, we need to use Brian Elliott or Curtis McElhinney. Like, it's just been that one guy. That's all you had from that clip?
It's a little bit more.
There's other clips.
There's another minute, but
there's other clips.
You were just having fun looking at it, right?
Well, because I was ready. I'm just waiting for me going, Matt Murray, holy shit, what are we thinking here?
Well, they hadn't done it yet.
Yeah, that wasn't.
That's true.
Happen.
Oh, that's right. Because Mrazek was still
on the
goalie.
team. Yeah.
Wow.
What a time.
What a time to be alive.
All right. Next one. Next moment we are revisiting. Steve, you can set this up because this clip is directly before game number 6. Toronto Maple Leafs versus Tampa Bay Lightning.
No.
Can you set the scene from game 5 and what happens after that, and then how we're going to game 6, and then I'll play you back our feelings on what we were thinking going into that.
So game 5, the Leafs Lightning series, if I'm not mistaken, the Leafs mounted somewhat of a comeback at home. Nylander tied it, or gave them the lead. And then I think Ryan McDonough scored and tied it in short order. And then Marner to Matthews. Matthews gets the winner. So we go into game 6, and the Leafs have yet another frigging opportunity to close out a series in Tampa. They had already won a game in Tampa in this series. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing how many consecutive game 7s the Leafs have lost, or 7-game series the Leafs have lost, while A, being up in those series, and B, winning at least one road game in those series. In some of them, more than one.
This series in particular was so disheartening because it was 1-0, then 2-1, then 3-2, and every single chance they didn't do it.
No.
Yep.
I mean, but every time they've had the chance to close them out, with the exception of Washington in 16-17.
Yeah.
Where they were up 2-1.
They were up 2-1.
But they were never supposed to be in that series to begin with. But like, they could have closed out Boston 2 times.
They had one chance to close out Boston in 2018. They had 2 chances to close them out in 2019. They had 3 chances to close out the Habs. They had 1 chance to close out the Blue Jackets, I almost forgot. And they had 2 chances to close out the Lightning. To not win a single one of those games is unfathomable. You don't even luck into one of them.
Not one.
Oops.
Not one.
The puck just bounced.
Not one Herb Brooks speech.
Nope.
I don't care if they beat us 9 times.
Not
the
one of
10th
them.
is us.
Not one of them.
No.
Anyway, what's the stupid clip?
All right, this is us going into game 6 and how we were feeling and our predictions.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. Do I say the
0-8
vision?
in games that they can win a playoff qualifier. Sure, I'll give you that. series.
Not true.
From
They're 1-8.
Well, fuck.
Leafs 0-8 in games that they can win a playoff qualifier series.
Not
This is
true.
from-
They're 1-8.
Well, fucking duh. Obviously.
Oh, win? Yeah.
Yeah, win.
Duh.
From Phil Beck's since 2004, they're 0-8.
Yeah, because they haven't won a playoff series.
Yep. Is
That's unreal. That's
Thursday the day?
It's hard to bet against Tampa at home. I'm not betting against the Leafs in the series.
Oh, you're
My
sick of this
prediction
one.
From the beginning of the series was Leafs in 7. No, my voice
You're
is
on
just
pace.
worse. I hope the Leafs are ahead of schedule.
I think it ends in Tampa.
Wow.
Eliminating
ends in Tampa.
Tampa in any way, shape, or form sends a message. Doing it in Tampa, meaning the Leafs win the majority of games in Tampa over the course of the season. Yeah, that'll get everyone's attention.
Freech said that whatever it is the Leafs do before the game, like before the first period of the game to warm up, they should stop and do whatever it is they do before the second period of the game. And he's right. If they start, like if you don't tip, if you don't just give up 2 goals for no reason, like the Leafs did last night, like
Jason Spezza should announce the opening lineup.
Yes. Yeah. And honestly, like I think that they can, and I think that they will.
Oh yeah, because he had like some speech
and
again,
I think it's going to be. I believe in the poise of this team. I believe they've got guts. We've been asking for guts for years. That's a team with guts.
Yeah, they're men. They're made of flesh and bone. They're not faultless. but they have fewer. Listen to how we talk about this fucking team, man.
I would just like to say that Adam's like, oh, they have guts in a metaphorical way. And Steve goes on to describe their physical guts. They are men with flesh and flesh and bones, and they have stomachs.
See, I wasn't even piggybacking off of what Adam said. I think that's me ignoring what he said.
There you go.
I really did believe, man. I really did. They played a gutsy series. But you know who fucking ate them alive and who's looking incredible right now? Is the guy they could have had at the trade deadline, which is Brandon Hagel.
Them alive.
Brandon Hagel, first off, looks like such a stud in Tampa, and the Leafs could have had him.
He drew like 8 penalties in 7 games or something stupid.
He was that series, man. That to me was his coming out party. He was unbelievable, and you never know, right? Like, is this guy super intense and really good on a shitty team like the Blackhawks were, or is he able to, and is he able to work with less ice time and far less responsibility in Tampa? And he sure did. He stood out even more. That was Game 7, Jess. Remember, just fucking fuck.
Everything about that was disheartening.
They lost their entire third line and replaced it with like a bang-on group of players that you would like. Brandon Hagel, Yanni Gourde. I think they were made in the same lab.
Yeah.
Nicholas Paul.
Yeah.
Throwing him in there to replace one of the big guys, whether you'd say it's Coleman or Gaudreau. Like, this fucking team, man. Oh, God, that hurts my heart.
Let's finish this one out, and then we'll move on to the next one.
It's the years past. Let's go, boys.
If Tampa wins versus the Leafs in Tampa, and then they lose to Toronto in Game 7, does that mean their streak of not losing back-to-back games in the playoffs is still alive?
Yeah.
And they can still defend that streak?
Yeah.
Coming next year?
Absolutely.
That's a fun way to get eliminated.
I guess. Well, it'll be.
Bless you, Jesse. It'll be better when the Leafs break that streak and end it on Thursday.
There you go.
Come on, Leafs, end it on Thursday.
Way to go, Dick. Why don't you just scream shut up?
Vasilevsky.
Oh, no.
Dangerous.
That didn't age well.
Didn't happen.
Vasilevsky, everybody.
Maybe this year, because it looks like they're going to play them again.
Oh, they had the lead.
Bring back Vasilevsky. Everybody wants it back. Everyone. All the people. Hey, are we going to have happy clips, or is it just going to be about our shitty takes about goaltending in the playoffs?
No. These are all depressing.
Oh,
every single one of them.
That's good. Awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Next clip, we've got what everybody wants to be talking about.
Oh, dear.
Mike Babcock and the possibility of him coaching the Edmonton Oilers, because this was apparently something we talked about in January of 2022.
Wow, I don't remember that at all.
Neither did I until I saw this clip. Here it is.
Jesse, you had a rumor. You said you were going to bring that up.
Yeah, it's a level above rumor break and a level, I think another notch above a
sweater,
sim
Steve.
one.
Ooh, whoa, smart insider man.
But the Twitter people are throwing Mike Babcock's name into the ring for the Oilers job. Is there a there? Does that work? Do you guys think it's a thing that should happen?
I mean, you're replacing Dave Tippett with Mike Babcock. Like, it's hockey dude with hockey dude. Listen.
Deck chairs to me.
I don't have any doubt that he could adequately coach a hockey team. I don't think he forgot how to do that.
All right.
The issue with Babcock was other stuff. I think it's worth mentioning. And if Ken Holland, good one, Steve. I said this a while ago, I'm pretty sure. I'll say it again. He's getting back in. If he wants back in, he can get back in.
Right.
And Holland is a big Hockey Canada guy. Oh, fuck. That's bad. I don't know if there's a there. Like, I don't know. Is Tippett really the problem? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, that didn't age great. It's a copycat league. How can you not look at your division rival,
the Canucks,
the Vancouver Canucks, and go, yeah, they replace their coach with a happy-go-lucky guy, so I'm going to go get Mike Babcock.
Or just the precedent in the NHL of
Steve,
teams
the Oilers
firing
should be
their head coach
modeling
in
themselves
around
off the Canucks.
January, and then those teams going on runs.
And improving. Yeah, I mean, I think he's getting back if he wants it. CJ on, I think, one of the earlier Chris Johnston shows says he might not. Like, he might just be content to retire to what he's currently doing. But if he wants back in, he'll get it. And Ken Holland wouldn't surprise me because they have an established relationship. I think it could help them, potentially, in the short term. In the long term, is it the right idea? I think most people who listen to the show would say no.
You know, if this had happened,
I don't see that as a good.
And then you go on. We'll keep watching. But go ahead.
I think we had Babcock been hired, had that actually happened, we would have missed out on the Jay Woodcroft sort of
the pose.
The pose. Can you do the Jay Woodcroft pose? Like it's the. And we saw it in Montreal in person.
We did. I was like, he's doing it.
He's doing the Jay Rook. He pops that butt out, you know?
And you know, I pick on Dubas a lot, so let me just say this. Ken Holland loves his guys. Loves them.
And his guys are former Leaf guys.
Well, former Leaf guys. Yep. If you wore a Leaf, get on Ken Holland's team. Whether it was for Canada or Toronto. Get on my team right now. You did what in the past? Get on my team right now. I am not interested in hearing any of that. Get on my team right now. Duncan, get that Oilers jersey on right now. You're how old? Get that on right now.
Do you want to hear yourself poo-poo this idea?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Right.
Good thing. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
You got to keep, to me, you got to keep Dave Tippett for the rest of the year. I was going
like,
so well.
He had 2 seasons even?
Their problem
3 seasons?
I don't even know.
Defense stinks and they can't stop the puck.
Right, and they've overcommitted a lot of money to some of that defense.
Oh, wow.
Wow, what's changed?
Still the
like
same?
you knew.
Did Dave Tippett give Cody Ceci all that money?
No.
and
Tyson Barrie.
And Tyson Barrie.
Who's objectively great on offense, but horrendous on defense.
That's the thing. He hasn't even been that great on offense. I know.
Oh, sorry.
Tyson. I shouldn't have.
Oh, that's funny.
Tell me to pause.
Yeah, my bad. What I was going to say is, so context at the time, the Oilers were not just in talk about fire the coach territory. Like they were in perilous position to miss the playoffs.
They started hot and then fell off a cliff.
Fell off all the way off a cliff. Like they were right about on par with the Canucks at this time of the season. The Canucks on their way up, the Oilers on their way down. There's a reason Oilers fans love Jay Woodcroft. They were dog shit before that guy joined the team.
And then he came on and they were great.
They went to the Final Four.
Right.
They went to the damn Final Four.
All right, Jesse, what do we got on the next one?
No, Jesse's sick.
The next clip, I don't know if you guys remember this, but it is from 2 months ago. A very short 2 months ago. I want the exact date, but September 23rd, 2022.
Recent bad takes.
It's not a bad take.
The episode is called Bofadis.
The reason the episode is called Bofadis is because of a fake Jim Matheson interview.
Oh, this was so good.
Oh, please play it.
Let's hear Bofadis.
ESPN.ca. There's a link to join us on Discord there.
It's a banger.
Bozy writes in our press conference questions channel that they're hoping to hear our take on the fake Jim Matheson interview that happened.
Oh, man.
Did you guys
I cannot believe
see
this
the
is real.
drama that happened on the internet a couple of days ago?
So, Jesse, do you have this ready?
So, yes, I do.
Okay, good.
So, the Switzerland Times reached out to Jim Matheson for an interview for his take on some Oilers stuff. But the Switzerland Times didn't know that they were reaching out to a fake Jim Matheson Twitter account.
So is that the NHL by Maddie one that we...
I don't know what actual account they reached out to, but one of them...
knows what... I don't know if his real one is authentic. There's so many. I don't know. I still don't know.
So many
Still don't know.
Jim Matheson parody accounts and a couple of real ones, and I don't know which one's actually him, that they reached out to one of them, and this person behind this fake account gave an interview as Jim Matheson.
Maybe the real Jim Matheson is the friends we made along the way.
And the quote in the screenshot that that Bozy provides us is this question. So the Switzerland Times asked fake Jim Matheson. They said, so here's what 2 Edmonton reporters say about Koskinen. Mikko Koskinen played for the Edmonton Oilers for 4 years. Blick asked 2 reporters from the Edmonton Journal about their balance of the Finn. Jim Matheson said, what remains of Mikko's time in Edmonton is an absolute lack of bite. He had everything to be a successful goalie here. I think former assistant goalie coach Bofa D summed it up when he told me that Mikko could have been an annual contender for the Vezina Trophy for best NHL goalie if he had the same drive as his 40-year-old competitor Mike Smith would have had. I got to know Mikko as a wonderful person, and I wish him all the best in Switzerland. He will always be remembered for his enthusiasm for Taco Bell's cheesy Gortita crunch.
Like, what was the red flag?
That last line will go down in NHL Twitter history.
Can we get a spelling on both of these? Like if you're
so that's the context of the interview. Mikko Koskinen's gonna be playing over there, so they reached out to Jim Matheson to find out what he thought, and Mikko apparently loves Taco Bell's cheesy Gordita crunch, according to fake Jim Matheson.
Like,
unbelievable.
I know there's a language barrier there, but one, you don't go, why the Taco Bell quote? I don't understand why that.
Do they have Taco Bell in Switzerland?
Have a Taco Bell?
Surely
I don't
not.
know. They're kind of sparse these days.
You just
And
asked
number
that.
two-
Oh my God.
As you were asking
I'm
that,
a guy.
you were talking over yourself asking that question.
man,
I encourage you
feel
all
bad
to
for the reporter.
Google Bofa D's. Go ahead.
By the way, you could see how that might be like you go,
Try it.
oh, well that sounds Nordic. You know? Both of these. You know, you could I feel like you could, you know?
Can we get a Bofa D's joke? Can you set Adam Wild up for a Bofa D's joke?
you know I'm gonna fumble that.
Steve,
I'm
do it.
terrible with jokes. Terrible.
No, I'm going to do it by the end of the show.
Okay, all right.
I don't think I did.
I don't think you did
It's
either.
I feel bad. I feel bad when everybody. I don't like pranks. Like I don't like April Fool sucks.
Oh, I hate April
prank videos are the worst part of the internet.
Well, because they're all fake too.
Because they're all fake. Yeah, they're all actors. And like, I feel bad for the people on the at the Switzerland Times who thought they were getting a good reporter from Edmonton to speak on their new goaltender in Switzerland. But it's fucking funny.
Oh, man. It's LOL. Also, I'm so sorry, but also LOL. Comma, sorry.
I think they reached out to Jim Matheson on NHL, which is a fake account. And then there's Jim Matheson NHL, and then there's Jim Matheson NHL.
Jim Matheson.
Real.
Jim Matheson?
Jim Matheson. Because you can used to be able to tell because he was verified. It was NHL by Matty, and then one day he was tweeting out porn, and everybody's like, "What's going on?" And he was hacked. But then he never reached out to Twitter to get the verification. And one of the Jim Matheson fake accounts has 8,000 followers, guys.
That's so funny. Like
it looks real. I can see how this happened. I can totally see it. Just looking for a fucking quote. Why would
Here it comes.
I got the real guys right there.
Yeah, Bofa D's, known for his work in the DEL. He trained under Olaf Kolzig.
Oh man,
He's part of a German goaltending dynasty. Bofa D's. Truly a pioneer.
when both of these tried to park in Philadelphia but went to the wrong lot, what happened?
They asked him, "What are you, nuts?"
Thank you.
Good.
There we go.
Right.
Okay.
I want to say,
All right.
I just want to say that I still think it's impressive that some fucking guy in Edmonton, some jerk off, you know who it is, like
Some
you know the type,
asshole.
right? You have a
Some
friend
bully.
who is so.
Jesse, don't you dare click off that video.
You have a friend who's so committed.
You keep it going.
Okay.
No, you don't keep it going. It's over.
Keep
It's
it
over.
going because the breakdown is about to happen.
You want more?
No, I think we're done.
The breakdown.
We'll play for a little, and if Steve's wrong, then we can make fun of him.
I'm right. Trust me on this one. Trust me.
Here's more of the clip.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jesse. What else have we got?
DS Color 14.
Yeah, I think we're still
No, here it comes. Here it comes.
Okay.
Right here. Here it comes.
They want to know.
Jim Matheson. Shit. You're a fucking asshole.
Okay, fine. You're right.
You're a hunk of shit for doing that. Also good work.
Yeah.
But also fuck you. I think there's room for interpretation here.
DS Color 14.
There's nuance to this.
So this is my thing, right? Like it's there's some dickhead like and he's the most lovable dickhead you know. And he is running that Twitter account just because he feels like it. Like he's not running it for money. He's not even running it for himself. He's just running it because he wants to entertain other Oilers fans.
Oh,
Jim Matheson.
and I'm happy to piggyback on that.
God, that was funny.
So there was a moment in what year is this? 2021, May.
Awful.
March 22nd, 2021. There we go. When we're back in lockdown, we're on Zoom. We couldn't get haircuts. We look awful.
Yeah.
It's not a good look for the Steve Dangle podcast at the moment, but we're trying to keep the people entertained, and we tried our best. So we decided that day to provide Steve with his platform. And for the first time ever, we had Steve's Zoo Corner.
Oh, no.
Steve's Zoo Corner?
Instead of Adam's History Corner. And we allowed Steve to tell a story from the zoo.
Was it good?
We're about to find out if it was good.
Oh, no.
Are you ready?
All right, here we
This
go.
was Steve's Zoo Corner.
This guy's got the look of a guy who would jump into an elephant enclosure with his young daughter.
The context is there was a guy who went viral for jumping into the elephant enclosure and taking a picture. Do you remember? He took a picture with his kid.
Oh, at the Toronto Zoo?
No, it wasn't at the Toronto
No, it couldn't
Zoo.
have been.
It was just a viral clip.
I do actually remember a story like that. I mean, this shit happens all the time.
Yeah, so then we got you to talk about the zoo.
I'm probably about to talk about the time where I saw it happen.
If you were to look at him, you're like, that's the guy that would do it. He's exactly how you think he looks.
I haven't seen his face. I wouldn't know.
Don't need to.
I've seen him turn around and go, holy fuck. Now, one of the things I saw, and this is my story now, why didn't anyone say anything? Right? Because there's people standing around the enclosure. Why didn't anyone say anything to this guy trying to get him to stop? So I can't remember if I wrote about this in the book or not. I think I did. But basically, at the end of the night, we got to drive the Zoomobile, which is this bus sort of thing that we gave the tour. Fuck you laughing at?
You got to drive it back into the garage alone. There was the driver, Rob, at the front, and for security reasons, there was me at the back. If I really want to talk to Rob, I can get on the microphone.
Look at Adam and I. Look at our faces.
I know, Adam's on his phone.
Look at our faces as you're beginning this story.
Yeah, it's really good that you gave me a chance. It's really, really good that you gave it a real good 8-second try. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. Really, thanks for sampling the story.
For anybody listening who's
Waiting
not
for me
watching
to
the
warm
video,
it the fuck up.
I'm sitting back in my chair with just the blankest stare ever.
That's a death stare,
And
Jesse.
Adam started playing on his phone and rubbing his eye. It's just, okay, here we
Really,
go.
really appreciate that. No, you guys stuck it out for a tough 8 seconds. I appreciate it.
We're great friends. Don't worry.
For sure.
The problem is I can't hear him back. So we're driving, and he doesn't notice.
Hey, Adam.
I've got a headache.
Do you like knowing about Rob?
Oh, there's my big Chungus water. Like, what a dickhead. I'm setting the fucking story up. Rob is he's an important character in the story, and you didn't even let me tell it. Fuck off.
You were
reason
so
it is
upset.
important to know his name is because Rob does not, as we're passing the giraffes, which is the last animal that we pass before the garage,
Oh, yeah.
Rob doesn't notice there is a man standing next to one of the giraffes.
Okay, that's okay. That's
Oh, okay. Oh, well, now that I've waited like 15, 16 seconds for you to set the story up,
And I'm afraid
this is how you know I'm not a diva. I should have just shut
I'm
my
like, what if we
computer
startle
off.
this animal and the
I
guy
should have just
dies?
shut the fucking thing off.
So I go, Rob, like as soft as I can, Rob, and like I'm trying to ask him louder, but also without shout. Rob, stop. Rob, stop. Right now. So finally, Rob stops, and we just put the brakes on, and we very calmly get out, and we we radio for security immediately, but also we just very calmly walk up to the guy and go, "Hey man, what you doing in there?" "Oh, just getting a picture." So somewhere there's some asshole who just has a picture standing next to a 6-meter tall giraffe.
He didn't get arrested?
He took off. Well, first of all, Rob and I are seasonal employees. We're not tackling him. And security wasn't there. It's the 3rd largest zoo in North America. And so there's just some guy who got away with exactly what that guy did, except he wasn't endangering a child while he did it. But giraffes, they can, part of the script was you can crush the skull of a lion with the kick of a giraffe, because they're designed to eat things off of tall things and kill lions if they have to. And this dude in cargo shorts is just standing there. So if you were watching that video going, I would have said something. Bet you wouldn't have, because you'd be like, oh my God, this guy might get trampled by a fucking elephant.
Interesting. That's a good
I thought that was a good story worth not interrupting. What do you like?
You know what?
I would never interrupt you guys. I never have.
I just want to know what Rob's parents' names were.
Here, let me look on Facebook. Where do you go?
I don't know, Adam. They live in Pickering.
Probably
you fucking asshole. Oh my God.
Adam was just waiting for you to end your story so he could say that line.
I don't understand how I was being gratuitous with that relevant fact.
It was not a frivolous detail at all.
Steve, what kind of shoes was he wearing?
Probably Converse All-Stars. They were big at the time.
I love you, man.
Where else can we hear more?
The feeling's not mutual.
You should start a podcast on the SDPN about your zoo stories.
Oh yeah,
like you know
about that.
Well, there is a book, but there's more. Clearly, Jesse.
This is targeted bullying. Like you literally were like, tell a zoo story, and I got 8 seconds into the story before you went, fuck off. Gives a shit. We don't care. Here, Jesse, start to tell a zoo story. I'm really interested in your zoo story. I want to hear it.
Well,
shut the fuck up. Why don't you? Shut up. Boo, tomato. Fucking who cares who Rob is? Shut your face.
We made fun of you as you started the story, and then you told the story, and then immediately after the story, we just started making fun of you.
Start making fun of me. It's bullying. There's no reason for it. It was a relevant story.
Oh, that's a funny moment. Man, that's
Yeah, I thought so.
You know what's crazy about that? Watching that now?
What's crazy about that? Here's Adam, tell me about it.
Is that we
Shut up! Boo! Get to the point.
we hadn't seen each other in 2 years.
Yeah.
Like we'd seen each other maybe one time.
I wish it had been longer.
This would have been. Would this? Because
this is pre this studio. Because I'm in the basement here.
Yes,
I'm standing where Steve is now, and I had a stand-up desk, and that's what I did the shows with.
No, you're right.
So that would have been probably what, like still lockdown 2021.
Yeah, this is March 2021.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the spring one. That was the most demoralizing one.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible.
That was
6
awful.
months of it.
Wait, was
months
that
straight.
Was that the one that was, I want to say it was Christmas 2020?
Yeah, it was Christmas 2020 to
Or
the end of June 2021.
Yeah, there was
It was
one...
like honestly, if you're like people in the States, they talk about the wave. We had like 40 of them.
Yeah.
And it's not that you didn't, it's just that we have public health and we can't overload our system.
Yeah.
And man, it was fucking brutal. It was you couldn't, they were like, you can't even golf. You can't even fucking golf. You can't go
yeah,
outside.
they took away golf.
Yeah, no golf, no soccer. Don't sit on a public bench. I remember they had caution tape over the public benches.
Remember, and then the Leafs played the playoff game in early July in the bubble games, and then they allowed like 10 people in the building, or it was like 50 Leafs fans in the building, and it was such a big deal.
Yeah.
500.
Was it 500?
And they were nurses.
Yeah.
Nurses and doctors.
Yeah, healthcare workers. Yeah, they got to be in the building, and that was like the biggest deal out of like 2 years. We're like, oh my God, people can watch the live game. And
yeah, I got to watch them lose 3-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
They blew it.
They didn't even show up for them.
Blew it.
Oh, anyway, that's very funny. I think think, honestly, I look back on that as such a dark time. And that moment, I think we needed that laugh. Like, I'm sorry you had to be the guy.
You're welcome.
But I think
it was a laugh for two of us.
Yeah, like we needed to have a laugh.
Like, that's not. I literally got 8 seconds into that story, and all of a sudden you're like an angry old Italian man in traffic. Oh!
Also, speaking of traffic,
Andiamo! Let's fucking go!
Yesterday or Monday's episode about your driving thing, I was thinking about it. I think you're right.
I know.
Yeah, no. I think you're right on that.
You thought I was wrong, and then you drove home, and you're like, "Steve's right."
Suck my ass remains.
Yep.
The proper response to that. Suck my ass. Hey, you guys think you know which way it's going to go?
Yeah.
Well, you should head on over to Sports Interaction, whatever sport. Sports Interaction has you covered pregame, live and betting in all major sports, and of course, your prop bets. If you want to bet, where do you go, guys?
Sports Interaction.
Sportsinteraction.com/STPN. Come on. 19 plus, please play responsibly.
So let's do the Philly radio station interview.
Oh, wow. Was that within the last year?
That was April 25th. Because remember, it was
this year?
Yeah, it was the Raptors losing the playoffs to Philly this past April.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's revisit our good friends at the Anthony Gargano show.
Okay. Oh, I love this.
Gargano show on 97.5 The Fanatic
What up,
in
Anthony?
Philadelphia. And there's
who cares what his name
is?
is?
Video that we have. I'm going to play it for you, and then we can get into a little bit more of what's happening. So here, let me just fix the screen, make sure everybody can hear everything.
Of all it's something that we said with the Raptors?
I know, man. What?
Something I did with the Raptors. Here we go. Here we go.
All right, Anthony.
Into this.
No, what now? What are they crying about now?
There are reporters. This one guy, Tim McAuliffe, who does stuff for Sportsnet up there, and some guy named Jesse Blake, who is the CEO of some sports network that I've never heard of. They are complaining that the refs. I'll read Jesse Blake's tweet for you.
Wait. They're complaining about the refs?
Yes. This is Jesse Blake's tweet word for word.
Well, this was the series where Harden and
refs
Embiid just
didn't have
absolutely
the balls
showed their
to
entire
call
ass.
A tech on Doc Rivers. You can't do this. They are complaining about Doc Rivers crossing half court to call a timeout before the final shot in overtime.
No.
It was so loud in there. Doc was trying to call a timeout. The ref just couldn't hear, so he had to desperately run over. And they quoted the rule book because you can't pass the line or blah, blah, blah. But fortunately, that Tim dude did have the balls to follow up and say, my bad, this happened in the 2016 finals when Dwayne Casey, then the head coach of the Toronto Raptors, did it, because they're not going to call a tech on that.
No, because again, it wasn't he wasn't crossing the line.
All right, and here they get into more of just why it wasn't a tech.
It was like, hey, listen, guys,
I'm out, you can't hear me. It's loud in here.
That happens.
I gotta get T.O.
T.O. And that's his shtick. So that happens. They read my tweet, and somebody's driving around in Philadelphia, and they say, I know Jesse Blake.
Oh, this is one of my favorite lines.
Oh, man.
I'm going to call in and say Jesse Blake.
No way.
No way. They narked on us.
So next you're about to hear a listener of this fucking podcast call in and narc on who the fuck we are.
Oh my God.
Okay, are you ready?
Please, I don't know if I'm ready for this explanation.
Dear God, we are about to get shut down.
All right,
1 second.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Woo! Here we go. This is the caller.
You're on 97.5 The Fanatic, Cameron.
Yo, what's up, Cameron?
What's up, Cameron?
Oh my goodness. I know who Jesse Blake is. You want to know who Jesse Blake is?
Who's Jesse Blake?
He's the CEO of the SDP and the Steve Dangle Podcast Network. It's his friend's podcast. It's a Toronto Maple Leafs podcast. It's a hockey podcast.
I mean, stop. Go talk about Austin Matthews and shut the bleep up.
It's such a strange insult.
Hey, Cameron, Cameron, what the fuck?
Yo, who's this fucking? Yo, how come Cameron never calls in our show?
What the fuck, Cameron?
I want Cameron to call in so I can go, Cameron.
What? Why do you have to tell them who we are and then fucking cousin Chunis or the Anthony Gargano show?
No, cousin Chunis are the morning
they're
show.
the morning show. Sorry,
You know, with cousin Chunis.
Anthony Gargano's got to tell us to shut the fuck up and go talk about Austin Matthews.
Hey! Go talk about a guy who's probably going to win the MVP trophy and shut the bleep up.
He did.
And he did. He did.
Fuck up on here.
Yeah, we
you would
used to
love
do
our
that.
show because on our show you can say shut the fuck up.
Yo, that's fucking hilarious.
Hey, okay, we will never have another guest on our show until Cameron comes on and answers for his crime.
Yo, can we?
And we never found Cameron.
No, he didn't. Because Cameron's fucking hiding. Cameron's a big baby, acts like a big man on the Philadelphia show with, I don't even know what
Anthony Gargano.
Anthony Gargano. Hey, and you don't have the balls to reach out? You don't have the balls to reach out to us after that?
Jesse.
Because you're running. Because you're afraid, man. You're afraid.
Jesse.
Also, we would have had a lot of fun. It's a bummer that you didn't.
I need you to ask a very key question to the camera.
Cameron, what the fuck?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That made me so happy.
Let's revisit Adam Wilde just revealing his Devil's outfit.
Let's not.
This is always a good time.
do this.
Let's play this as many times as we can. Here it is.
Did you see my TikTok about it?
No. I'll check it
You
out.
should.
Oh, okay.
Adam Wilde, after the Devils won another game.
Some of your
decided
TikToks
to-
are actually good. Like I said, like actually
what the fuck?
like really good. Like the salt one that you were doing.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Yeah. It's just it's a woman basically adding salt to make better salt, and then a bunch of people have duetted her, and they're just staring
at her, listening. And so I did one.
There's like 20 people on it. Steve's one of them. It's amazing. Anyways,
It's always so funny when people describe TikTok.
oh wow! Shut up! It was good.
That's the funniest thing in the world when your
We
friends
can play
like,
it. Why don't we play it?
Let
Hey,
me
do you know what
describe
an
this
absolute
TikTok
miracle
to you.
it is. I'm friends with either of these two.
Yeah, I know.
You have fucking 5 seconds to get to the point and you
Yeah.
lost them.
Fucking in
They're
and
gone,
out.
they're
That's
gone
it.
forever.
No, it's
You know how
always
hard it is
great.
having friends in media?
I love
Entertain me!
I love when people start stories about Rob's shoes and what he's wearing that day.
Wow!
And then they're like, oh, and then let me describe this TikTok to you. Can I play this clip or not?
Play it.
Go
Okay.
fuck yourself.
Describe another TikTok. Here's Adam Wilde taking off his pants.
Yeah?
Because the greatest team on earth that has ever existed, the greatest franchise, has just won their 11th straight game. I think there's nothing funny about it.
You know,
I think it's pretty serious.
on my way down here, I was just like, oh boy, this is going to be a long episode. Because they're always long when the Devils beat the Leafs. Because then I got to listen to Adam drone on about his favorite team all
My
day.
favorite team, the Devils.
The New Jersey Devils.
And I had to wear my Devils costume.
You did, yeah, you're cosplaying as a Devils player.
I'm not cosplaying as I am a Devils fan.
When did we all just start not caring about what that word means?
What do you mean?
Let's, oh yeah, this is my
This was
whatever
a weird
cosplay.
rant.
No,
This was so unnecessary.
No, it's
That is your
cosplay.
costume.
I am a Devils fan. This is not a costume, it's a
When,
religion.
okay. Is this an air? Is this a best of or an air check? What the fuck are you guys doing to me today?
I haven't done anything. What have I
Is
done?
it best of or an air check?
Let us play the clip.
Steve, not your best work.
In the middle of a conversation, just tell us how cosplay is weird.
I don't know. He's setting up a bit.
Discuss the Devils today.
No, it is.
Gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Oh,
What the?
no.
We need to talk about the New Jersey flipping.
What?
Oh my God.
Oh, you thought I was done.
I thought you were getting naked. Where did you get that?
On the New Jersey Devils website. Normally I'm a medium, it came in a little small.
There's the line.
This is from the Aaron Andrews collection. If we're going to have a serious discussion about the Devils, we're going to be serious today.
Adam, I don't think you're actually a
These are
medium.
my pajamas, folks.
Adam, you.
Oh, this.
Oh boy.
You better watch your manspreading today. You better. What do I think? I think we're going to get demonetized. Jesus Lord. No, I cannot believe we didn't see her balls.
I had underwear on. You can see that.
Yeah,
there.
you did. Here, get that. You dropped that Manscaped. Can you get that off the floor?
You want to smile?
Yeah,
get up.
Take a picture. There
you go.
There you go. Sexy.
Yeah, might as well get kicked off Twitter.
Peak masculinity.
Well, I didn't show off these gams and this ripped stomach for nothing. 11 straight wins deserve some skin.
11 straight wins deserve some skin.
It was good, man. 11 straight wins. And they are. How are the Devils doing?
They've lost 6 straight games.
Yeah, not good.
Whoa.
No, I think they finally ended it.
Oh yeah, they won last night. I guess it was, or 2 nights ago.
I'm pretty sure they finally ended it. And the Panthers are struggling real bad too.
Yeah.
Do you want to know any of their names? Aaron Ekblad, Sergei Bobrovsky.
All right. Wow. Let's end this on this one. Do we have time for one more?
We had time for one more.
Okay. End it on. This was this year. We talked about December 3rd, actually, 2021. Someone asked us the 3 people you could bite if you could bite anyone in the world. 10 on our Discord.
What the fuck? He was pound, comma, dick.
Stop. Okay.
Sorry.
We're talking about Dick Pound.
Noodle Man wants to know if you could bite 3 people in history, dead or alive, who would they be?
This is a throwback to Brendan Lemieux.
Pound.
Adam had weird answers. I remember this.
Who would you guys bite? You get 3 bites.
Boy, that's a good question.
Figure in history, dead or alive.
Everybody.
Who you biting?
You're doing this too, Jesse.
Sure. Who you got, Steve?
Jesse had funny answers. So you don't want to go too far back in history because then they'd be dirty. You know? You don't want to put a dirty.
Well, you're worried about it kicking back onto you?
Yeah. Like I don't want.
You got all the vaccines that they didn't have.
It's true.
Yeah, I think you're in this scenario. You're a time traveler, and you get to come back, and you're fine. Just wash your hands, or
you're not,
rinse your mouth.
You're not going to get rubella.
Yeah,
you'll be all right. But you will get it if you don't eat your. It's my favorite, prehistoric disease, rubella.
Okay,
such a name.
That's an underrated line.
You right now, I have a machine that allows you to go back in time and bite somebody and then come back. And once you make the bite, once you chomp down, you're transported back to this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Do this?
Oh. And that person has to continue living their life having just been bitten by a time traveler.
Yeah,
nobody will believe them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So where are you going? Who are you biting? What are you doing?
Like, what if I was the reason that Hitler started to do drugs because I bit him?
You're not changing any course of history by
But I
biting
am.
somebody. No.
He got bit by a time traveler and had to live, and no one believed him.
The way time traveling works is that everything that's already happened, because you've already time traveled, because you've already gone back. So everything, the way that's going to play out has already happened.
How soon before Kanye West makes
so you've already affected history by going back in time.
That I just,
so
you just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, you just haven't done it yet. You here haven't done it yet, but in the past you've done it yet. You've done it. So just bite somebody. This is much more complicated than it needs to be.
Can we just
made that
fucking
so
answer it?
complicated.
Like, what
no,
Good.
I want to know the parameters in which I am biting a historical monster.
You become your own grandmother when you go back in time because you accidentally sleep with somebody in your family.
Okay. Like,
Ew.
I didn't need that. I didn't need that.
Oh my God.
There's already alleged royalty in my family. Like, I didn't need that.
Okay.
I didn't believe me. It's occurred to me.
I'm gonna keep saying things until you just name somebody.
Yeah, really.
Okay,
You talking about us being difficult?
Yeah!
You talking about us being difficult, Steve?
Yeah, Steve.
This is an air check.
Way
What
too sure of
the hell
himself.
is this?
And I just think it would take him down a peg to get bitten by a time traveler. Didn't even get no one the believe name. him. Don't even He know who wouldn't this even is. tell anybody. He wouldn't, because it would make him seem weak to admit that he was bit, especially by someone who looks like me. You know, just all kind of doughy. Guess what? Think you're a powerful leader? Doughy guy just bit you and then disappeared. You didn't even get to do anything against him. So Genghis Khan, fuck that guy. Number 2, Hitler. Number 1, fuck that guy. But also number 2, towards the end, I feel like, you know, he thought, I'm gonna go out on my terms. Guess what? Before you go out, I'm gonna bite you. So that I would specifically bite him right before it was all over for him.
I like
right
that.
before he died. He's like, all right, I'm Hitler. I'm going out on my terms. Nope.
All right,
I'm
down.
By a time travel.
What if you bit Hitler?
What?
And then he went out in front of a crowd and said, I was bitten by a time traveler. And then he was basically, they all were like, wow, this guy actually is crazy. And let's all not follow him anymore.
See, Adam's on board with my version of events.
You're not changing history by biting somebody. We've already established that. History has already happened.
No, but what if history happened because that fucking snowman that wouldn't stand up?
Stupid snowman.
Everything still happens.
Where is that stupid thing?
That's not the focus here. Go get him.
I just want to inflict pain, or there's maybe pleasure too.
And Mussolini, he was a truly ridiculous person, and he put my family in jail, and fuck him for that, and fuck his stupid lower lip, and I would bite him. I was about to say I'd bite his lower lip. I wouldn't.
Steve's
I'd bite
the opportunity here to
really good.
love bite.
A love bite?
I'm going to go next because I think
you
Adam...
would nibble someone?
Oh, are you trying... Oh, Adam's trying to get...
No.
Sexy bite.
No. Sometimes you got to get your horny pants on.
No.
No? You want to nibble on Mussolini's
As long as you're
there?
wearing pants. I'd Mike Tyson Mussolini's here.
Jesse, go ahead.
I'll go because I think Adam's going to have the best answers because he knows history.
I don't know.
So I'm going to do one. I'm going to bite Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
Because I want to be like, I bit the greatest fighter ever. I took him down a peg.
You might have the best answers already, man.
You should be on a watch list for that answer.
That's amazing.
Next, Christopher Columbus, because I think he's a dickhole.
That's a good answer.
And I want to bite him and then just run away.
You know, I have to
because I feel like he deserves it.
Here's the thing about Christopher Columbus. One of history's greatest dickholes.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
So what? You wouldn't want to bite Muhammad Ali and be like, take that? Dance like a butterfly for my teeth. And then last
I'm the greatest, and no one would believe you.
And then lastly, I'm going to do Jesus, so I can say I ate the body of Christ.
There you go.
And
you don't have to take the sacrament.
And then the sacrament is mine because I ate it in real life.
I had to hold the wall.
See, only Catholic boys would know that. You
Adam,
too.
we need your third.
Do we?
Yes,
Good. And then I would actually do it. I'd be like, and here's the thing. Okay, what?
Adams.
So I would go back in history and I would bite Steve. I would bite Steve in like grade 9.
You're a monster.
And then I would say, you're a bitch.
This was
And
really
then
creative.
he would claim forever that I did that to him, and I'd be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't have a time
And
machine.
I'd be like a guy who looks and sounds exactly like an older Adam bit me. And he talks exactly like grade 9 Adam does.
No, you wouldn't know Adam.
Yeah. You would know
We
me
were
grade
grade 9? No, I
grade
knew
9.
him.
Yeah, he
Okay, but we'd be doing this podcast and you'd be yelling here, Adam, you came back in time when I was in grade 9. You bit me, and we'd all be like, Steve,
you're
need more
fucking
meds.
crazy. and then
No, I'd be like, this guy named Adam bit me. What does it matter what his name is? Come on.
And we'd be like, no, Steve, that didn't. I'd bite you and say you're a bitch.
And then all your life, you'd have to know that Adam bit you after you got a time machine.
But until recently, you wouldn't be able to say anything because, like, in our 20s, I'd be like, what are you fucking saying? What are you talking about?
We'd have to get to this moment, that moment, and then you would finally know.
Yeah.
What? Right. I've thought I was crazy for the last 20 years.
Can I hit the button?
Yeah, you hit the button, man. Hit the button. All right. We got one more holiday episode, and then we're going to be back next Monday.
No, we don't need another one. That's enough. Enough detail. We don't need it. Stop talking. Stop it. We don't need it, Adam.
I just got the
shut the
Oh, my God.
The Steve Dangle Podcast.
Powered by Sports Interaction. Want to bet?
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.